And we're back with more Boktai. This time I'm traveling into the lands of the undead solo. House of Darkness. We must pursue the Dark Boys Sabata and the Immortals to their final base. And try not to... Oh, I can just leave. I'm okay with that, frankly. Fire Dragon's Grave. That's quite a cool name, actually. That's genuinely impressive. I have to steal that sometime. We got some fiery enemies awaiting us here. So we shall act accordingly. Okay, let's work around. We're gonna try to play it relatively smart for a change. I know I don't always do that, but you know, today might be a different day. Alright, which way are you going? Okay. All we have to do is not be a colossal idiot. We can very easily make ways for ourselves. Let's have these golems take care of themselves, shall we? That should have hit both of you, and I don't know why it didn't. I don't know why the golems keep glitching out. Alright, this is some straight-up garbage right here. Every time I played the game, before I decided to do a Let's Play, the golems would hit each other and they'd both end up mutually stunned. Now, for some reason, however, they're not doing that. That's not only super frustrating, it feels kind of like the game's cheating at this point. So you know what? I'm just gonna let them destroy themselves. And I'm just gonna get out of their way. Or you know what, the fire guys can just do it for me. Yeah, you know what? I'll take it. I don't know if they're like weak to fire, or if it just happens to do enough damage to destroy them. I'm not going to complain about a good thing. Ah, excellent. A skylight. Actually, it's going to make this a little easier, and I nearly forgot this was the case. No, these are not solar-based. That might be Boktai 2 I'm thinking of. Well, whatever. Point is, in some cases, those fire geysers are actually controlled by intensity of sunlight hitting the solar sensor. So if you have less light, they fire less frequently and for shorter spans of time. That one might be solar-based, but I don't know. I'm not going to try to parse it right now. As I've already said in the end of the last video, we are basically in the home stretch now. There is not too much left awaiting us. Whoops. Stealth mechanics! I'm good at those. It's a good thing the undead don't have peripheral vision, or this would be a real problem. Bang. Do I bother exploring now that I have the blue key? You know what? I feel kind of compelled. Let's finish our exploration of this map, and we'll head on. Admittedly, I kind of would like to up my health bar one more time before going into the final confrontation, but we'll see how far along on that we actually get. Speaking of, how many life roots do I currently have on hand? 2. So I would need 2 more to get the health bar extension. Now you might be asking yourself at this point, Snek, you have not used grenades even once this entire playthrough. What's the deal? Well, they're rare. They're hard to come by, and they only come in limited quantities. You can only get so many in a playthrough. So I'm very, very inclined to just not use them at all. Now he's not even looking. Now, there will be a few opportunities where the grenades will come in very handy. And that was just a lucky guess. There's a few instances coming up that we will definitely put some of the grenades to use. I find the most useful ones are the regular bombs and the... I forgot what they're called. Rising Sun. They're the Rising Sun. Did I not get through all this room? I was so distracted killing the books that maybe I didn't. Nope, I sure didn't. I'm at a loss without my co-host to keep me on task. Ah, good, we're doing this again. Bus is leaving the station, let's go! Nope, couldn't make it. And no, I cannot extinguish this type of magma. Only the small, self-contained, one-block-wide magma pools. This is a bit too much even for our frost lens to handle, even if I had it maxed out. Up and over. What? Oh. That golem died. That one's still alive. Good. Having some extra bombs will help. Boss fight. Defeat all the golems. That is a big flame. You know what? Just let nature take its course. Get up, idiot. This is awkward. And nuts to it. I don't think I have a cloud lens. I sure don't. Let's do one that does the most damage, then. See, I like the gun conceptually. I think the solar gun is a very cool, very evocative kind of weapon. The thing that irritates me about it is how inefficient they make it, and I know they did it on purpose. They deliberately made the gun inefficient so you'd be less inclined towards combat, in what is ostensibly an action RPG about mostly combat scenarios. And that's a Hideo Kojima thing. It's oh no, don't kill the guards. Why not? No, that's not stealthy. And I don't care if it's stealthy. Hello there.
Oh, General Kenobi, what's up, man? Sorry I'm late.
No, you know, I was just complaining that Kojima doesn't know how to make games. And, you know.
Wow. And here I was playing Zone of the Enders 2, while also playing Snatchers.
Yeah, and you remain the only person playing those games, unfortunately. No, I was just musing to myself how the solar gun is a very...
Why do you say things that you know will hurt me?
Oh, that's rough.
You know I'm sensitive about my love of high-powered mecha games and also blatant rip-offs of Blade Runner.
Yeah, that's fair. I get it. I get it, man.
But what were you saying about the solar gun?
So, the thing with the solar gun is I think it's a very neat weapon. It's very evocative. It conveys the correct kind of idea. The thing that is irritating is that because it has to use the spread for all of its damage frames, it's extremely energy inefficient. Which, of course, we all know Kojima did deliberately. Because he's like, oh, that's not stealthy. Don't kill the bad guys. And I'm like, why don't I kill the bad guys? He's like, oh, well, that's not stealthy. It's like, I don't care. I don't care if it's not stealthy. Killing the bad guys is more efficient.
Yes, and this is the reason why Kojima will never be Bokum's friend. Also, I suppose we should, raise a question as to, in order to be able to stealth, you need to have utilized tools like, have awareness about the, detection level and also, your, your visibility to the enemies. And it seems to be that Boktai, while ambitious on many things, seems to have the problem of, it's very limited in terms of the information it gives you, and also because it basically boils down to you are either invisible, they don't know where you are, or they know where you are. There's no way of determining that apart from you see them, they see you. That's
yep. And that's the frustration, is Kojima doesn't really know how to make stealth games.
Now, I argue, I'm honestly not, probably the best person to talk about this. I, for one, never played any of, the quote-unquote good stealth games like Thief the Dark Project. And in any game where, the meme about, oh, stealth is an option, I honestly go, whatever.
Yeah, it's optional, and I'm not using it.
And I do the most ridiculous, the entire joke about, oh, stealth is an option, and then the guy comes back with, a forklift. That's me. That is basic.
That checks out. Never thought you'd get as far as this. Solar Child, Moon Child. Crossbreeding for strength, one might say.
That'd be really funny, actually. I never thought you'd get this far, then immediately gets hit with a forklift.
Can't be. No mere human could get this far. Not just solar blood, but lunar also. A solar child father, a moon child mother, and we're literally just dropping this on you with no build-up whatsoever, because in addition to not being able to make games, Kojima also can't write stories. That mixed blood has made you strong. An ordinary human would turn undead at the mere touch of Fallen. Enough. Your journey ends here. My 3 servants and I, the undead immortals, 4 seals protect the queen and repel us to the moon. Yes, you're going to have to Mega Man through the bosses a second time.
Oh man. Which implies to me that okay, this is actually, Dikaku, this is actually, General Grievous. This implies to me that, Muspel and Garber actually were much more important than just Sabata going, on a whim, I decided to, activate these 2 ancient beings and, fill them full of dark matter.
So, we had the water tower, the earth tower, the fire tower, and the wind tower. So where are we going first, Dutaku?
I like to play Battle Network 2, so then, those aren't chips, and so we can just move forward. But in that regard, I suppose let's do the fire tower first, because if I remember right, that one's really annoying.
Fire. In that case, let us prepare accordingly. Thankfully, Frost is one of our better lenses. If I had been more thorough clearing out undead dungeons, we'd probably have a better gun right now. But I didn't, so this is what we're doing.
Well, you also didn't do the tower, which is honestly, like, according to Tortoise, who did actually 100% this game, that's the frame you get for 100%ing the tower is arguably the best frame in the game.
Oh, it is. It's basically a cross between the Knight series of frames and the Sword series of frames in one particular frame, and it's really redonkulously strong.
Yes. To tell you how autistic, like, I am autistic, I will freely admit that. But the tism of my younger brothers, and the worst part is, Noodle will never admit to this, but the two of them, like, go out of their way to try and tism each other. It's actually really funny.
Ah, no, I'm slowing the game down even more now.
Welcome to having more moving things on the screen.
For some reason, the Immortals found it incredibly necessary to simulate a weird volcano/former mine shaft down to the core mechanics of the magma having an adjustable lever. Why? I don't know, but they thought it was a good idea.
I can only imagine that it's because they're immortal and they must have an alien mindset. They are thinking about things in terms of, a view that we as, simple mortal beings which only exist for a mere fraction of, a single century on a single planet could never understand. They are just so far, I wouldn't say beyond, but they're so different from us.
Their view on things is not the same as ours.
Albeit, the funny thing is, despite the fact that they're like very clearly, and several of them actually point out that they're like extremely old, they're also really freaking retarded. If I can say that. Can I say that?
I don't know if YouTube has a thing against that or not.
They're really freaking dim-witted. Like, they are easily outwitted. It is, like, sad and stupid how easy it is to outwit a lot of them.
There's so many fire sprites.
I think that we can say that, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, that's kind of how they are, though. It's almost kind of feels like they saw the volcano, and they're like, guys, that is such a cool set piece. I want it. And they're like, what?
And then
they're like, I want it in my space station. Do it. And they're just like, okay.
I can only imagine Queen Hell did that, and then the Boke Foreman's just kind of scratching his head and like, okay, I guess we'll have to give me a bit. I'll try and figure out how I can do that. I mean,
This was logistically implausible when there was already a volcano to start with, but now that you're just asking me to build a volcano from scratch and include this incredibly impractical mechanism, I don't even know where to begin.
I mean, arguably it makes more sense when they actually would only have to, make it such that the lava would go to very specific places. But maintaining lava in its molten state is not... you might as well just be like, I could just have, like, a huge amount of power. I might as well just, like, blast a solar boy with, like, gouts of fire down this hallway or something.
Might as well just dump the magma down a cylindrical hallway and just try to burn him as he approaches.
Ah, yes, the boat murdered method of fighting
of dealing with your problems, yes. Operation F the Solar Boy, yes.
Meanwhile, Jimmy's there going, boat murdered? What are you talking about? It's like, oh, it was before your time.
And not Chatico's name in a long, long time.
Yeah, Chatico probably just, did a double take and is like, what?
They recited the old magic.
I was there. I was there on Something Awful when that happened.
When the elephants came from the forest of Tusky Death. And then they forgot to label which lever did what, and just assumed that everyone would know. That actually happened. That's a real thing.
No, I know that. Considering that, like, some of the shenanigans that you got into in a much later, like, Dwarf Fortress is, you know, as I said, it is. I am, you know, pretty autistic, but like Dwarf Fortress, even still, is like I look at that and go, oh my gosh, that is. There's Tism, and then there's like Thomas the Tank Engine fan, and then there's being good at Dwarf Fortress.
No one
And
really is good at Dwarf Fortress. You just figure out a couple things that make you less bad at Dwarf Fortress.
I suppose that's true, and I will argue, yeah, because, I mean, I distinctly remember the bit where you had us in one of your forts, at which point I think that a cave-in killed us.
Yes.
But you couldn't find our bodies, and so Noodle and mine, and so we were, like, haunting you and, like, being a poltergeist and like,
yeah,
messing with your...
I was trying to reroute a river unsuccessfully, and in so doing, I... right. I remember these things. That's dumb. Right. So yeah, I couldn't get the bodies back, and I didn't know how the ghosts worked, because they were actually kind of a recent mechanic. And...
Wait, what? I'm confused. What? So yeah, you did a thing, and it got up, but...
Oh, it's just, I thought there was some... I was really overthinking that. I literally just needed to shoot that to go up and shoot that to go down when I come back. I legit was under the impression that was way more complicated than it actually was.
Well, see, the funny thing is I in Boktai, that's the sort of thing that you would do. So yeah, the games get progressively more complex. Albeit, I argue the combat actually gets much better in Boktai, as ridiculous.
Yeah, I would say Boktai 2 is the pinnacle of the game's mechanics overall. But I'd say Boktai 2 is overall just the best game in the trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to say that I actually really like the entire idea of Ratatoskr, being like, the queen was dumb, I'm going to wake up Granddad, and then Granddad's like, who is this? And then starts eating the immortals.
New phone, who dis?
It's like, it's me, Granddad. It's like, nom, no, Granddad, it's us. It's like, don't care. I'm gonna eat you anyway.
Don't care, hungry.
Hi, hungry. I'm Leviathan. Or, wait, no, it's Jormungandr, Hell, and then... Fenris? Wait, no, it's not Fenris.
Shoot, I don't remember. It was the thing that tried to absorb Sabata. And like...
It's literally another... It's basically Jormungandr again. It's just, except that this time, instead of being, you know, the original life, it's the very first immortal.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
It's like the prototypical form of the immortals.
Which is funny because they're still immortals, and, oh, by the way... But, you know, we don't talk about that because... Lunar Knights is kind of dumb.
Mechanically, good game. Story-based, dumb.
I like the entire idea of, you know, the vampires winning, actually having human farms, and, you know, all that. But the entire, like, you know, oh, there are the Blood Clan, and then there's the Immortals, and the Immortals are aliens. Well, and it's like, but I thought the Immortals were vampires. Oh, no, they're like just super predators.
This differentiation becomes completely meaningless for some reason.
What? Oh, hey, Lucian, did you know that there were bunny girls? Not right. Yeah, but they're all dead now.
The Immortals hated us, they hunted us down. I mean,
they hated...
Me.
They made... Yeah, ignore my very prominent rabbit ears. They're decoration.
They're not real. I definitely do not have real bunny ears. These are a hairband. Yes.
Sure, and that's why you always wear them. I really like them. Yeah, sure that you know.
I guess we could
I
probably
really,
say you're attached.
I like my ears too. What are you saying? Nothing. Nothing.
I'm
I
not
mean, I'm just
saying
saying.
anything,
Yeah,
Alice. I'm just acknowledging.
I wear my earlobes too every day. Are you making fun of me? A little bit, just a little.
just tiny bit. Little bit of insult.
I'll say this though, the multiplayer in that was actually really fun,
Yes.
and you could do some really stupid things with the scythe and the grenade launcher in that.
Yes.
My brothers very quickly learned to not hide behind walls because you could see, you know, it's like this. It's an isometric view, so you can
Yeah,
actually
so
see.
you would
the
see
wall.
like the back of his head like this.
Yeah, and so I'm like, and so yeah, you could literally just lob grenades over. Oh. Don't you love it when things work out?
Sometimes life's pretty cool.
I am Ramses. Yeah, whatever.
You are Ramses the presently on fire.
Oh no!
Whoops. Alright, I deserve that for getting cocky, but it's still funny. I could shoot you with my frost lens. I choose not to.
You know what his name is?
What's that?
Amen. I'm on fire.
I'm an immolation tip.
Amen. I'm on fire. Amen.
Oh, man.
Immolation.
Those are both terrible jokes, and I love them. Top off.
Yeah, I really wish the efficiency of the gun. You know, and the worst part is in Boktai 2, when you actually get the guns, they're not any better.
Nope.
They
in fact,
still,
the Mega Buster is actually the most efficient gun you can get in that game.
Yeah.
And I mean, they flat out tell you that, like, the battery is damaged, so its energy efficiency is bad, but it's like, bro, why? Why did you do this? This is a weapon that we've spent a lot of time perfecting in the first game. It's kind of a underhanded maneuver to do that to us.
The entire reason with that one is because it's more about close quarters combat.
Yeah. It's supposed to be melee weapons, but by the time you get the gun, you've basically only the final boss remain. So, like, throw the player a frickin' bone. You know, let us have a little bit of fun. Unless
you want to do boss rush. No. Now I'll tell you some deepest lore, ladies and gentlemen. You know, none of you that listen to this.
All like 13 viewers who regularly watch these.
Did you know that there's actually a GBA in Nintendo GameCube, you know, connector that you can actually play GameCube games on the GameCube. The only reason why I know this is because one time the professor here was like, hey, check this out. And so he put in the Boktai 2 into his GameCube, and he played the boss rush, and actually, like, just flawlessly styled all over the 4 members of Black Dine's gang. I don't think you actually defeated... I don't think you defeated Jormungandr, but you did pretty good against the other. The cool thing with that one, though, too, is also there were immortal beasts that were, like, completely separate from the 4 main immortals, which I thought was neat. Like the sea serpent, which is, really annoying.
Yeah, no, Boktai 2 really... Boktai 1 was very experimental. Boktai walked so Boktai 2 could run.
That's true. That's
true. It had the benefit of having the luxury of learning from those mistakes. And Boktai 1, I don't know about Western release, but like the Japanese release was decently popular at the time. So
got the sense that Boktai 2 was basically just, a shot in the night and no one really cared about it. Because, like, I could not hear anything about it apart from the fact that you had the game.
And I found it because of Mega Man Battle Network. I'll be honest, I'm not so hipster as to be like, I saw it in a gaming magazine to which I was subscribed to. I was subscribed to none of them. None of them at all.
Yeah, honestly,
yeah.
literally, Snek and I, when we were younger, it literally was a case of, you hear about, the Zoomers, you hear about, like, Peekaboo and, Mew 3 and, all these, like, playground. Literally, that's how we learn things. We like, would have to talk to our gamer friends at school, and they would be like, hey, did you hear about things from a Angel Fire website? Called, totally legit GameRumors.com.
Did you know you could revive General Leo?
No, I'm more about, trying to, resurrect Shala after she got, taken by Lavos.
Nobody cares about Shadow.
Oh, man.
Feel free to leave a comment about how I've jumped the shark now that I've made fun of a really bad PS1 RPG. I'm sorry, Arranger, I really don't like Chrono Cross.
But she's in Chrono Trigger, my guy.
She's in both.
Well, yes, but I mean, the entire thing about, like,
the
reviving
impetus
her
was Chrono Trigger, yes.
Yes.
Hang on,
yes.
I'll see where this is going to fall. I have two directions to pick from, so I better be careful about this.
Did you know that if you tried to, you could, resurrect Gaia in Evo Search for Eden?
Gaia doesn't die in Search for Eden.
Oh, my sweet summer child, you don't know about the hidden secret ending.
Oh my gosh, there's a hidden secret ending! You just have to grind out 99 bajillion Evo points.
And then you also have to, remove the cartridge and insert cartridge 2.
Some of the stuff you would hear is absolute utter nonsense, but it wasn't uncommon to hear either. It's a funny.
I'm gonna let the take a second and try and Yeah, you kind of did.
I'll come back for it. We need to go to the next room anyway.
I'm gonna let the Zoomers try and wrap their heads around what is exactly wrong with that, because they probably don't even understand what actually a cartridge is. So.
Yeah. Closest thing to that are the SD cards that the Switch runs on, and they don't even hard power the console off if you take them out.
Nope.
Push this way, and it's lagging because all those fireballs are back. Let's lighten the VRAM load a little here.
Fireball! Rock you like a hurricane. Wait.
Rock you like a hurricane was the Scorpions. Hey.
Hey!
Rising Sun, yes. That's the best grenade type. Even if you are in perpetual darkness, it will give you 4 bars of sunlight on your solar gauge, even if there is no skylight. Because it basically creates an artificial sun.
Now, there aren't any things that really do that, but Black Dine in the second game is greatly fond of throwing you in complete shadow, which is kind of annoying. So, Rising Sun grenades are good, at least in that game for that.
Solar Wind. Yes, yes, yes.
This is the reason why I said that we should do this one first.
Yeah, no, you are right. I forgot how long these elemental towers are, and they're all just kind of endurance gauntlets.
Yeah, I was about to say, these are basically the undead zones from the second game. Except that those are kind of fun, whereas this is not fun.
Again, Boktai 1 had the luxury of being experimental, and...
Albeit, the funny thing, in Shinbok, or Boktai 3, you know, you literally go through the space station again, but I don't think you actually have to go through these.
You don't, because by the time you're doing that, these towers are already destroyed.
Yes.
Which is what we're going to do, actually.
Ratatoskar literally is like, I could stop him. It's like, oh, are you? I mean, I would. Okay. So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna throw my friends at you. You mean those guys that I already killed? Hold on, I'm gonna just.
I was doing the multi-body form. I'll let him get that out of his system. So I gotta recharge my gun. Don't mind me.
Watch as he proceeds to not attack you on this entire time where you're like, yeah, I'm wide open. You gonna try and attack me? Wide open. Watch our dance. Okay, that's cool. What? Still wide open.
Still waiting. Yeah.
You know the funny thing? Muspel is not actually a Muspel is not actually a character in Norse mythology. Muspelheim is a place.
Yep.
But it's not actually a character. It's where the fire giant Surtur is. And that's basically his domain. Yeah, so... But, I mean, anyone who's seen Thor Ragnarok should know that. But, you know...
So, actually, this is one of the weirdly, kinda, sorta scientific moments in the game. If you superheat metal, like, say, exposing it to, you know, magma, and then supercool it very rapidly, it would actually shatter like glass.
Mm-hmm. It's called thermal shock. It's why I am very, very, very hesitant with my parents. My parents have this kettle that they love. The issue is that it like, you know, hyper heats water. And I am always like very wary of the fact that they're like, you gotta make sure that it's full. And I'm like, yeah, but they just had like boiling water in it. You're gonna break the kettle. But that's physics, that is.
Yeah.
But you know, in a game with literal time traveling riddles and, you know, zombies, you know.
Anytime you're ready, big guy.
I can get you. Whoa! Ah.
Wipe out, man! I don't know why I went with the surfer voice for that. I just did. So,
Muspel is voiced by Donatello in this game.
Oh, so he's voiced by Rob Paulson. So he's voiced by literally everyone. Everyone except Bubsy, the only role that Rob Paulson would not take responsibility for. Bubsy Bobcat. Oh, thanks for doing that to yourself.
I'm gonna be real. I honestly do not get the hatred that the internet has for Bubsy. He literally is like all the millions of other, like, video game mascots. And I'm gonna be real.
You don't get it. It's the funny waha YouTube man said I should hate him.
And I'm gonna be real. You know, Sonic is not any better. Neither is Mario. They're all just, you know, hey kids, buy my product. And I know that sounds, you know, really bad, but that's literally what they're for. They're to sell things to small children.
What is that crap? Get in the magma, you idiot.
I don't feel like it.
Alright, hard way it is. Whatever.
Yeah, I suppose the same can be said to you. Time to blow up a small child.
I woke up this morning and chose violence, Muspel.
You thought you chose violence. You actually chose violins.
joke's on you. We're on the GBA. We can't synthesize those.
I'd really love if you just walked over and punched you again.
I'm just gonna punch you. I don't even care. I don't even care.
I'm tired of your BS.
I'm tired of your sass, kid. We let this small, sassy child into this space station. Oops. You have to move on a grid, Muspel, so I'll just stand one panel to the left and one panel down from you. One down.
I am the dead.
Oh yeah, we don't have to purify these ones. We just have to kill them.
Well, yeah, they're technically already purified.
Yeah. The baddest thoughts flow past. The force to drive this castle is to be gathered from 4 ends of eras, each summoned to the city of death, Istrakan, by 2 immortals and 2 guardians. And the earthly maiden was to be necessary sacrifice. Your arrival forced a change of plans. Explode.
Or more like mom required a change of plans. Got him.
That's 1 tower down. Well, if you missed anything in there, you can't get it anymore. For the rest of this run, it's gone. You have to New Game Plus it if you want to get anything that you may have left behind. Guess what? I don't care. Moving right along. Recharge my gun. See, land tower? Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Important! I wonder if this is important. Top floor passcode is currently 09445. Important.
Does it change?
I believe it changes if a certain amount of time goes past. Just help me remember that, and we should be fine.
Okay.
You're not Earth Affinity. You're just a regular, high-grade Bok. I'm just gonna leave, so I don't care. I see you. Did you think you were hidden?
I am very, very hidden. With the power of self-validation, I will hide from the Solar Boy.
I am hidden. No one can see me.
With the power of validation.
Oh, right. Selective Z-axis. There we go. Makes it a little easier and a little less graphically intensive. GBA kind of chugs in those shadow segments. Because, you know, we're definitely playing on a GBA.
Yes, a very big GBA. You know those high-level GBAs that came out in, like, you know, what, 2013?
Yeah, that checks out.
Use the Oki.
Bang. Bat.
Oh, look, it's the character you played as in Vampire Survivors yesterday.
Yeah. Bats, bats, bats. I'm gonna play all the bats.
Tonight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're probably not gonna find the vampire.
We will never... We like, you know, Dracula is in Vampire Survivors now. There is a vampire now, like, regardless.
But he's not the vampire, that's
He's
the
not
issue.
the vampire, he is a vampire.
Yes.
I forget what this puzzle's supposed to be, so we're just gonna wing it. Alright, that appears to have raised this floor up. I hate you. The event I have not made that clear. Ah, good. It's literally that one puzzle from the Count's place. I'll tell you what they didn't count on. Is me having some oranges. My gun runs on citrus. Alright, anytime you losers are ready. Alright. Surprise! Your services are no longer required. Please see Patty at the front desk for your final paycheck. Okay, so that floor was just some free items, basically. So now let's see what happens if both switches are thrown. The Immortals never did run into an idea that they didn't think was great. They're like, what? Incredibly impractical, energy inefficient super elevators? Oh, please, sign us up. That sounds like a splendid idea. You people know how much energy it would take to move an entire tower up multiple stories at the same time. It's a lot. It would be insanely inefficient. I mean, everything the Immortals do is insanely inefficient, but that's besides the point. This way. Let's come back for this one. At 3, a treasure, 6, a trap, 9, a path. Choose a time. So I guess we get the treasure first, so we'll go for 3. Turn the light on. They're fine with wasting energy on, elevators. They're not okay with, extremely basic light switches. Cool. Why would the undead keep solar gun grenades in their own mansions? Really seems like they're just asking for it.
I mean, why do rich, crazy people collect missiles?
That is an excellent question. We should consult Snekworth's dad about that.
Sorry about that. I had to step away. I had to, ponder the orb, as it were.
Understandably. Let's see. So, to get 9, just make 7 and add 2. Just to say 2, 3, 4. It's basic addition, stupid children.
I don't get it.
You see, dumb children. 3 plus 4 is 7. And then if you add 2 to 7, you get 9.
But the only way to do addition is if you take the 68 and then you multiply by the gradient of the coefficient, because that's the way that Common Core told me to do it, and then you augur the tea leaves, and ultimately what that brings you to is the fact that, your mom never loved you.
That checks out in modern academia.
And then you cry.
Well, you're not wrong.
Or rather, you don't cry, your teacher cries, because apparently you assaulted them as an 8-year-old, and then you're suspended, and then you're banned from the thing, you're banned from the classroom, and then you are a hardened criminal the rest of your student days.
Man, that escalated fast.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Alright, Idjit, which way are you going? Bang.
I would have laughed if that one was a mimic too.
I do need to be a little less cavalier about it. They're pretty prolific. Ah, so you're approaching me. Bang. Bang. Alright, you're one of those things. Only reason I'm keeping them alive is the off chance I need their corpses for a freaking weight switch puzzle.
Look, it's a roving highway star.
Crazy Feet stand is real and it is after you!
I gotta say, that was one of my favorite stand battles in Diamond Does Not Crash.
That is a good choice. Alright.
Knowing you'd be like, yes, I prefer the one where they just go to an Italian restaurant.
Let's go eat Italian food.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam. Absolutely nothing wrong. I will now do absolutely nothing wrong. Part 4.
How dare you!
How dare you do that?
Kill you!
I will kill you for that! You didn't wash your hands upon entering the kitchen! Nani?
You didn't wipe your feet!
You need to wash your hands.
You need to wash your hands, bucko!
Oh, good. Libertarian Jordan Peterson is here to save the day.
I never left you. I am always here, watching over you like Mufasa.
Okay, I need to break one of these.
Or Mufasa.
Boxes.
If you think about it, Mufasa is kind of a creep.
Really not respecting his son's personal boundaries, like constantly telling him what to do.
I am your father. Yes, I know. Why didn't you help me before? I'm dead, son. Yes, I get that.
I was there when you died, Dad. Why are you telling me this?
Remember who you are. Dad, Dad, I'm gonna go away now.
Never stop not giving up, son. Remember to never stop not giving up. I'm going through a tunnel. Internet Historian is very good. If you guys have not watched his stuff, you should. You owe it to yourself.
Yeah, and the sad part is it's like, he's one of those people that only does things every so often.
Yep.
So it's really sad because he does a lot of stuff, but, it's mostly stuff on his other channels. So.
Quick stop by the solar bank wouldn't kill me. I've been hoarding solar energy like a dragon, so wouldn't hurt to use a little bit of it. By the way, those are measured by the battery. So if you have 3 batteries, like we do with the triple, it takes 3 units to fully restore. So the bank, of all things, is actually weirdly efficient. I think we're going upstairs.
But I'm not going to say that it can be, Baby Pugum's friend, because You really shouldn't trust the bank.
The bank is not your friend. At best, it's a tool to be used, and very, very cautiously.
Yes.
I will tell you a funny story. I once had a job interview at a bank, and the guy legit asked me if I knew what Dogecoin was.
Don't you work at a bank now?
I mean, I do, but it wasn't that bank. It was a different one.
Oh.
And the guy asked me if I knew what Dogecoin was, and I'm like, yes, I am familiar, at least conceptually, with how the funny money works.
Oh, you gonna explain it to me? Because I have like 6 billion Dogecoin and I don't know what it means.
Alright, class, say it with me. 0, 9, 4,
5.
5.
See, I came back from pondering my orb in order to help you.
Oh, it reset. Great.
Oh, son of a biscuit.
It
hasn't even been that long!
It's been maybe... Well, here's the thing. This dungeon is designed to irritate you, because the process of getting here, the first time, is the longest rotation between the first and bottom floors. If you're going, Snek, why? I point you back to the start of this episode, and Kojima can't make games. I don't know if I've been subtle enough with this assertion yet, but...
Oh, I mean, have you heard the thing about the one translator? I forget her name. I want to say, like, Agatha Wong.
I'm not familiar.
Oh, she was one of the ones who translated Metal Gear Solid 1.
Right.
And basically she flat out was like, yeah, everyone, praises Kojima for his writing. He is a giant hack. He basically, like, plagiarizes Tom Clancy and uses, like, overwrought drama. And, like, his dialogue is stilted and like, superfluous. And he doesn't know what he's doing. And yet everyone, like, hails him as, like, this genius when he's not a genius. He's just basically in this echo chamber. And, I'll say this. There are a lot of things I like about his games. Like, I really like the bits with Metal Gear Solid 3. Like, that series. But, I mean... I kind of got to agree. Like, Metal Gear Solid 4 is, like, the epitome of, like, oh man, guys, I have a message. I have a message that I want to play. And it's like I really desperately want to make a movie, but all I can do is force Konami to make video games. So.
Yep. It's a curse that affects quite a few people in game dev.
Like, I the entire thing about him, like, I want to have Kurt Russell play my character, when all he could get is David Hayter, and then he hates David Hayter. And it's like, that's really rude. Poor David Hayter.
He's doing the best he can. He gave the character a voice that the fans love. And he's always just like, I didn't want David Hayter, blue, blue, blue. I'm just like, dude, shut up.
I wanted my funny, action man from the 80s. I mean, I'm going to tell you this, guys. The entire thing with his name being Snake is literally a reference to Escape from New York.
Snake Plissken. Yes.
Yes, it literally is. That's the reason why his name in Metal Gear Solid 2, I want to say, is Iroquois Plissken. That's why. It's a reference. So, honestly, a lot of Kojima's stuff is just literally cribbed from Hollywood movies. I suspect Hollywood movies that he likes.
Which is why I have to argue the best Metal Gear game was Revengeance. And it's like, they took this very silly, overwrought Tom Clancy ripoff. Like, we're just gonna make it a straight sci-fi action film. And then they did. And they're like, oh yeah, that whole thing, like, all the Patriots are dead. They're really, like, a super non-entity. But, you know, we're gonna make this commentary about freedom and the cultural consciousness. Whoops, wrong direction. Make this commentary on the cultural consciousness, and all it's gonna be remembered for is the memes and the music.
And the funny thing is that no one really ever, like, even the main character doesn't get the fact that, like, Armstrong really is the main. He is the main character, and he was the one who was right. Like, Raiden's entire thing is like, no, you're a big dummy. Got him.
Dang it.
And it's like, you're not
stinky poo-poo head.
You're not, you know, answering his question that, like, the entire system of, like, is just entirely broken. 2. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Well, that's what save states are for. Boom. So now all we're going to do is wait for this password to reset, and then we're going to speed nut our way back up. Why? Because Kojima doesn't know how to make games.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I seriously think you need to play Nocturne or Megaton Vengeance, by the way. I play an actually good game.
That's, you know, that's fair. Oh. Excuse me. It changed to 1003 15 seconds after I last checked. I'm so sorry that I offended your sensibilities there, game. Oh wow, he's really going the extra mile to check out that noise.
Oh man, guys, there's somebody right behind me. I gotta go.
Yeah, sure, man. You do you.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna maintain that save states are only half cheating, and if they mitigate stupid RNG things like this puzzle, I think it's perfectly well within bounds to do.
Well, you know what they say, Lord Owlif declared it, so, you know, so it must be.
That is true.
And anyone who, you know, dances so flawlessly that even demons go, hee-ho, hot damn, you know.
You know he's serious.
Yes. Meanwhile, you know, Jimmy is there being like, what are they talking about? I don't get it.
It's okay, Jimmy. Don't even worry about it.
Ask your mom about it. Actually, I don't think Jadico would know either.
Ask your hot single mom about it. If she doesn't know, don't worry about it.
Oh, come on!
That is nonsense.
Alright, try 1004 then.
That's an idea.
They want to play stupid games. We can play stupid games. Oh!
You guys notice how we only get stuck on puzzles that are really stupid and pedantic? Alright, here's a new solution. I'm going to drop the save state here, and then I'm going to go back down. This is so dumb. No, guys, Metal Gear is actually super smart and thoughtful. No, it's not. Stop pretending. Stop pretending because, you know, IGN gave it a good review in the early aughts. Stop! Don't pretend because your funny, wacky, woohoo YouTube man likes it. Says the funny, wacky, woohoo YouTube man. This stuff is utter garbage. Oh, he doesn't even use chlorophyll, he just throws a freaking mace. Mace stats. Come on, your games, Mimic.
Oh, Agnes Kaku, that was her name.
Oh, okay.
According to, Reddit, actually.
Right.
According to what she says, he says, I think he's very bad at character, and I think he's extremely conventional as a non-creative when it comes to plotting. I know I'll probably get an incredible amount of hate karma. What can you say about this? I'll just say that I did grow up reading. I told you I grew up without TV, so I read instead. I love Frank Herbert. I love Alfred Bester. Now I really like Greg Egan, so I'm extremely picky and I have a high standard when it comes to writing. I think if you're ripping off Tom Clancy, it's Tom Clancy is Tom Clancy. He deserves all the money and fame. This guy's worked hard. Writing is hard work. So shoot out a bunch of these things and
it's the time. It's the time on the in-game clock.
Oh.
Kojima, screw off. That is so dumb. That's called not respecting your player's time. That's not clever.
There's a good work being done in games. Portal is really well written, very beautiful weapon, but Kojima stuff is fine. Be a game creator and know what you're good at, but learn to work with people who are. Stanley Kubrick, famously, one thing he could not do was write. He could do everything else, but he didn't know how to write. So he worked with good writers, and he worked with them in a very relentless partnership. He knew his limits. I don't think Kojima's a writer. The way that he would even be considered shows how the standards are in the game industry. Nothing in Metal Gear Solid 2 is above fanfiction level. Ain't that the truth? Oh my god. The entire thing true. Of, I am the secret other brother of the two brothers, and no one knew, and also I am the president, and I am here, and I'm going to, destroy the United States with my secret super weapon. No, not the other super weapon that you're talking about. Metal Gear Ray. No. Metal Gear Arsenal, the super secreter. Oh, by the way, it also has 3 super intelligent AIs within it that are going to control the United States of America. Woo!
That's how this works. You kept me waiting, Hunter. No, Snek, go. You beat me once, you won't beat me again. Even your father, the best vampire hunter that ever was, could not defeat the flow of time. Humans, mortals, such miserable creatures. But I am an undying immortal. With this dark matter, I can return time after time. The musical
mom's
of blood.
Immortal.
The musical of blood is ripe for revival. Let's go, Snek.
Your mom's ripe for revival.
Got him.
Stop it! Stop it!
Your mom's gonna stop it.
You stop it! Your mom's gonna stop it.
Shit, spiders. Guys, I'm wearing the jump for Becky.
Bacamos.
Biscaron. Picamos.
I will be so Mexican for you.
Made you some coffee tea, fresh juiced.
Oh crap. Freaking asses. My lady!
What? I'm not like the other guys.
He had a hat.
You guys seeing this? Go get her.
Hashtag squad goals. You know we're mixing them up, right?
Yeah, we are mixing all of them. And you know what? Ah! You know what? That's okay.
Sure to love, snapping into a small boy. Oh, that is Bupkiss. He is turning off the sunlights.
He's alternating them when I get near them.
Boom. Gotta ask you, Count. How do you keep coming back? Seriously, no other immortals can do that.
You come back a lot. You're like Shade Man. You pull some stuff off that I don't think anyone can pull off. Even immortals who are technically of higher stations than you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can bait him into the sunbeam. It'd be funny if... Oh, he dodges around it! Did you see that?
Yeah,
he actually had the wherewithal to dodge. Good on you, Count. You're not completely useless, just mostly.
Why you gotta be so hateful, you little brat?
You killed my dad. I think I have every right to hate you.
Well, I think we've all, done things that we're not proud of,
You made some mistakes, I made some mistakes.
You gotta feel for Red Ringo, though. He gets killed by, the Count of Ground-Soaking Blood, then immediately gets taken over by a different immortal. Oh, spoilers, by the way.
He gets taken over by a different immortal, right away. Boktai 2.
Yeah.
5 minutes into the events of Boktai 2.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, it's my son. I love you, my boy. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. I'm taken over by this really sassy other small child.
This other small sassy boy.
I don't know, should we call Black Dyna a small child when he's literally an ancient immortal?
He is an ancient immortal. Thing is, with that though, is he still looks like a little Shota boy.
Yeah, which is funny because he surrounds himself with some fine ass milfs.
That's true, he does.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if that's maybe his thing. He just likes, being mommied.
I choose to withhold comment on the grounds of my Fifth Amendment protections. I opt to say nothing.
Did you hear about that? Ask Me Anything from the CIA, by the way.
No.
Well, oh yeah, the CIA director was like, "Hey, I'm the CIA director. Ask me anything." At which point, the very first thing they ask is, "Hey, do you use illegal drugs in order to blackmail people?" At which point, the first thing he says is, "I plead the Fifth Amendment." And it's like, okay.
Wow, that is an amazing start. I mean, we all know the answer is yes, and they've basically already gone on file saying as much. When they finally got around to admitting they killed JFK, everyone was kind of like, man, what took you so long to be honest about it?
I mean, they're going up against, the first major president that's like, yeah, maybe we should, audit the CIA and, potentially downsize it because it's not doing what it needs to do. And they're like, interesting. Counterpoint, bullet through the head. And they're like, oh, no.
And then we're just going to deliberately bungle the investigation and make it so no one can follow our trail. Perfect.
Yes, and then the Soviet Union's like, it wasn't us, I swear. And they're like, yeah, we know.
And they're like, I'm sorry, what?
What?
What do you mean you know?
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we're aware. You know what? I'm gonna do something funny.
Oh, we're gonna do a little trolling. It's called a little trolling.
Ridiculous, how could I? Twice! Is this blood, this soul, your bequest? Is this your power, Ringo? Forgive me. Queen.
Gay.
You're an idiot. Yeah, it was kind of a waste of a rising sun, but that felt good to do.
Nah, that was not... See, wasting it implies that, it didn't do exactly what you wanted it to do, and we killed him with it, so I consider that a fair investment.
That's true. It did precisely what we wanted it to do, and therefore we win.
Yes. And as we all know, liking women is, clearly ridiculous.
Obviously, he should be thinking about the Roman Empire.
Yes, and this is the reason why Cog is the weakest out of the Tomo brothers.
Obviously.
He let himself get seduced by, a female rather than, loving the Roman Empire. Ah, God! Flashbanged myself.
Flashbanged myself. Let's take that off so I don't do that again. We're actually going to stop here for now. But next time...
After that spicy meatball, yes.
Yep. Next time, we're going to conquer the Wind and Ice Towers. After I kill this thing.
Who you small... Speaking of small, sassy children...
Oh, we got jokes! Did you see that? I killed the chest and it summoned another mimic before it actually summoned the treasure. Getting real uppity.
Did we ever kill the mother mimic, by the way?
I don't know. I think we said she was a bookshelf, so I'm not sure we did. At any rate, next time we'll conquer the other two towers and go on to the final boss fight. And we'll see you there.